Hello, this is the Midday News. Thank you for joining us. The 2026 National Budget Press Lockup schedule for this Thursday, 20th November, has been postponed to Tuesday, 25 November 2025, subsequently affecting the presentation of the budget on the floor of Parliament. The decision was announced by the Treasury Department's 2026 Budget Lockup Coordination Team, citing circumstances beyond their control as the reason for the deferral. Stakeholders and members of the media who were anticipating the original schedule will now need to adjust their plans accordingly. The Budget Lockup is an event where journalists and other stakeholders are locked up before a government budget is officially presented to the public. Further details regarding the budget presentation and the implications of this delay will be communicated as the new date approaches. The Papua New Guinea Defence Force, in collaboration with the Australian and New Zealand Defence Forces, has commenced a medical civic action program in East New Britain, delivered medical supplies and provided officers assistance to carry out medical operations. A group of joint forces in station districts and villages across the province to implement the much-needed exercise to serve the unserved citizens in the outskirts areas. A team of media personnel and representatives from the Australian High Commission and Defence Forces flew from Port Moresby with medical supplies to Marunga Health Centre in East New Britain to support the cause.
Marunga Health Centre is located in the Pomio district with a day's travel by road and 5-hour boat ride. The team travelled from Port Moresby and took about 40 minutes to travel by chopper from Rapopo Beach Resort to the remote coastal village. Upon arriving, a team of Joint Defence Forces is already in the district with the implementation of the MedCap exercise. The exercise also provides valuable training for PNG Defence Force medical personnel and support teams to sharpen their skills and improve their readiness and strengthen coordination with civilian health agencies. PNG Defence Force Warrant Officer Jerry Hai, who is in charge of training the defence medical students, said 11 students are currently stationed in the districts of East New Britain to run the final phase of MedCap.
We did our MedCap this morning as soon as we arrived. We managed to treat a total of 14 patients this morning. Most of the other patients from other villages, they haven't come in due to they're really busy down in the garden. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be here all day, so we may get more patients coming in for the treatment. That's the update and latest updates for the result. For MedCap here, we have 11 students are based in Guma and 3 are in Open Bay. So I have 4 students. I am the one that runs the CFA course up in Goldie. We treat the soldiers that come in, especially the specialists, where we train them on how to give medication, drug administration, how to give injection, how to do stitching, and attend to patients.
Like any other health station around the country, Marunga Health Clinic faces a medical supply shortage. They receive medical supplies every 2 months. The clinic is run by the Catholic Church with 5 staff members operating. The medical supplies delivery is timely to assist the people there.
Our biggest challenge is at the moment with medical supplies. We have been purchasing from the pharmacies. So this is the main challenge.
How often do you get supplies from the area medical store?
Area medical store, we receive supply every 2 months. After 2 months, okay, we put in order through here.
Do us make referrals for prescriptions for patients?
Like outstation like this, it's very hard to do prescribe and then patient go in town to get. So it's what we do is we purchase from the chemist, pharmacies, and then they come and get supply in the facility.
Despite limited access to basic services, mainly health, the collaboration with the clinic staff and the community has kept the people in good health and maintains immediate referral when needed to Wunapope. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
Francis Isoaimo was declared the president of Wanapa Brown local level government, securing the mandate over the 1,000 votes after the ninth exclusion on Saturday, 15th November. His victory marks not only a personal achievement, but also a powerful moment in the history of leadership within Kairuku District Central Province.
Even more significant is the legacy that Francis now continues. He is the eldest son of Minister for Energy and member for Kairuku, Peter Isoaimo, who began his political journey in the very same region. In 1993, Peter Isoaimo was elected ward member for the Brown River constituency, eventually rising to become a provincial member. Now, after 32 years, his son steps into public office in the same locality. This symbolizes a generational transfer of leadership and commitment to community development. Francis' election represents a blend of youthful energy and inherited wisdom. Residents across Wanapa Brown are positive that the new president will bring fresh ideas while upholding the values of service. President-elect Francis delivered a heartfelt acknowledgement of the people and system that enabled a peaceful and successful election. He commended the efforts of electoral officials who ensured the election proceeded smoothly and transparently, and extended deep gratitude to those who stood beside him throughout his campaign. He assured the people of Wanapa Brown that his leadership would be rooted in inclusiveness, unity, and development. As he prepares the lead, many believe his blend and vision, dedication and respect of tradition will guide Wanapa Brown toward more effective governance and improved service delivery. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
Australia has poured cold water on the idea that it could jointly lead the world's biggest climate conference with Turkey. Both countries have days to try and resolve years-long standoff over hosting rights to the 2026 United Nations Climate Conference as the year's COP30 draws to close. The mounting pressure has reportedly led to Turkey to propose a joint presidency model with Australia, which could include sharing hosting duties for high-level meetings and jointly steering negotiations. This year's climate change conference is expected to wrap up on Friday. The hosting deal will be decided then. The Bureau of Meteorology says the prospect of a rare November cyclone forming off Northern Territory coast near Darwin this week is now high, with top-end residents urged to prepare their cyclone kits.
The Northern Territory capital potentially in the firing line.
In the coming days, there's a high chance that this system will develop into a tropical cyclone.
Currently a tropical low sitting west of the Tiwi Islands, the system is expected to move northeast before tracking back towards Darwin later in the week, with the probability of it turning into a cyclone sometime between Wednesday and next Monday sitting at 55%.
If you have a look at the tropical cyclone 7-day forecast, you can actually see that area of risk does include Darwin over the coming days.
The strength of a potential cyclone currently unclear, with the Bureau expected to release a tracking map if and when a cyclone watch is issued. If it does form before Saturday, the cyclone will be the earliest on record and will be given a name starting with F. Darwin residents told to prepare for the worst of scenarios.
Have a look at your household cyclone plan. Make sure you're aware of where your shelter locations are. If you are going to shelter or if you're going to stay at home, make sure you've selected where you're going to stay appropriately. Check your cyclone kit.
7 years ago, Category 2 Cyclone Marcus left almost 29,000 properties without power.
The likelihood of loss of power, of being cut off from critical infrastructure with roads being cut and that type of things exists. So they need to be prepared to live by and for themselves for 72 hours.
Information on cyclone kits and cyclone shelters can be found on the Secure NT website. Parts
of Tasmania's rock lobster fishery have been shut down due to concerns about antibiotics being used as nearby salmon farms. But the closure isn't because of concerns around Tasmanians eating contaminated lobster. It's due to China's strict rules.
Rock lobster season had just begun in Tasmania when fisherman Bryce Way got the news.
At 1 o'clock, we were allowed to shoot our gear in. 5 hours later, we've got a closure already, and boats are being told that in another 6 hours' time, once you lift your gear, don't put your gear back there.
Parts of Tasmania's Dontracasto Channel had been shut down without warning. The closure in response to concerns about an antibiotic being used on farmed salmon.
The issue is the lack of discussion to the local commercial and recreational fishermen.
The two zones affected are in the Dontracasto Channel, one off the coast of Dover, the other off the coast of Bruny Island. With a 3-kilometre radius, they cover salmon pens where florfenicol has been started, 2 on November 7 and a third 5 days later. Tasmanians have been told the risk of eating fish near those zones is low, but a key importer of Tasmanian rock lobster, China, has a zero-tolerance policy for the antibiotic. It was only this time last year China lifted a ban on Australian rock lobster. Now there are fears the latest development will tarnish the industry.
Our lobsters are marketed as from pristine waters, the best seafood in the world, and you've got an introduced species causing us a problem.
The Premier describing the move as an extra precaution.
For safeguarding export market access, given the sensitivities, as you'd well appreciate.
Testing of rock lobster in the Dontracasto Channel continues.
And finally, in sports, Papua New Guinea's Gulf Gomara FC suffered their second loss, this time to Suva Fustel Club 5-2 at the OFC Fustel Men's Championship League yesterday. Suva opened the match with early pressure, Nikki Chan testing the keeper twice in the opening minutes as Suva settled quicker on the ball. Gulf Gomara tried to respond with energy, but their possessions were rushed and they struggled to control tempo. Gulf Gomara pushed hard, creating chances in transition. Ezekiel Vela struck the crossbar and Numa Killa intercepted a pass for a shot that went narrowly wide. Their pressure continued to grow and they found openings in the left side, but Suva's defence stayed disciplined. The pressure from Gulf Gomara continued in the second half. They were able to make their way up the court and create chances, but Suva were able to stay composed despite waves of pressure to win at the end. And that ends our news update for now. Join us at 6 for the main bulletin.
In New Orleans, there's a party going on one part of the city, and there's a homicide on the other side.
911, please help! Any homicide weighs heavily on the detective.
I'm an emotional person, so I get attached to every victim.
Seeing her lifeless body brought tears to my eyes.
We're going to find out who did this.
But you cannot do all this by yourself.
It really is a team effort.
Homicide Squad New Orleans. Only on Crime and Investigation.
Cody and I never chose to live monogamy. I don't want to talk to Cody.
We are never, ever, ever getting back together.
New season, Sister Wives. Thursdays 8:30 on TLC.